All right.
Everybody be quiet. Be quiet. Awkward.
Let's look at ourselves in the...
You can hear the crickets.
All right, that's going now.
Oh, hello there.
Sweet. Hey.
Yeah. Isn't that different?
Hey.
Hello.
Paul, are you awake? You ready to go?
I'm off camera so I can nap.
Oh, look at this.
It's
eh?
a cheat spot.
Paul's incognito today. Incognito.
He's got lots of room to just put his feet up, too.
Lounging. You guys ready? It's very comfortable.
Hit it.
2, 3.
All right. Smell the bacon from across the street. Got in my nose. We carried our lighters down the street with the bright orange gate roll. I went home and listened to Jimmy Rogers on my lunch break. Bought 5 woodbines out the corner, went straight back to work. Well, Pete was up on top, and I was on the bottom with the beat. We went for lemonade and fair spots at the shop in Boca Tea. I collected from that lady, clean the band light inside out. I was blowing saxophone the weekend and saying cool. Oh, what's my life? I'm happy cleaning windows. So I take my time. I'll see you when my love grows. Listen to Willie Nelson and Blind Man on the street where I was born. Heard a water, Sonny McGee, Marty Water singing I'm a Rolling Stone. I went home and read my Christmas, Humphrey Bronte. Curiosity killed the cat, care watched on my bombs and on the road. Oh, what's my life? I'm happy cleaning windows. So I take my time. I'll see you when my love grows. Oh, baby, don't let it slide. I'm working in my prime. One more time. Oh, what's my life? I'm happy cleaning windows. Baby, oh, I take my time. I'll see you when my love goes. Baby, oh, honey, don't let it slide. I'm putting in my prime. Cleaning windows.
You know, here at Live in the Dutch Hall, what we like to do is spread joy to the universe. You know, we like to do it through music and comedy. We like to do it each and every week. But you know what? We have a responsibility to this listening public in the world to do what's responsible, you know? And in light of recent events this week, Roseanne losing her job due to racism, right? Starbucks changing everything that they've done, changing the whole world this week because of their racism. We don't want the same thing to happen to live in the Dutch Hall here today.
No, we don't.
Not at all.
So we're going to implement some things. Number one, what we did was we sent charters to California. He's got to get over his hatred of those Mexicans. You go out there and you deal with it. That's what we said to him. And today we got to deal with the rest of it. We got in Cory Mercer here all the way from Hamilton.
Hello.
To play music and to talk about things with us. We got the Nocturnal Emissions here killing it as always. Michael's planted his baby cigarettes.
They're growing.
He's just hoping for a little bit of break from this heat. There's only one way to get this show started, fellas.
How's that, Peter?
It's a little thing we do here called a theme song. Everybody, you're the designated clapper. Welcome everybody to Live from the Dutch Hall. We are Canada's only late night talk show and the greatest podcast ever to come out of a pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario.
Damn straight.
Bar none. And I believe we are that way because we have the greatest band in Canadian late night history. The Nocturnal Emissions.
Woo, who's that? Bruce Buffer over there?
Oh, comprised this week of a super group of all super groups. I like it. Number one, we have our band leader, Mike Bouw, on rhythm. He's back, everyone. Give him a round of applause.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen.
Now here, the man has to have a talking to today. He's our only German on the show. He's a reluctant German at that. Steve, the reluctant German on lead guitar, is back.
Steven! Hey!
You know what's coming to you, Steve. And where he belongs, acting as the balls of the Nocturnal Emission on bass. That's my favorite. Whiskey Wes Hagens is here, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And as per CRTC rules, we are required to have one Frenchman. This is him. He's the tickler. The French tickler, Kev Belanger, is here. And tonight, joining the Nocturnal Emissions from Hamilton by way of Brantford, it's our very special guest tonight. Cory Mercer is here, everyone. And I don't know if he's going to be able to pull this off. Can you get in this shot? It's our director. It's our bartender. No, you're going to have to get in Cory's shot, Paul. Cory's shot.
You got lead
Get
in.
right in there. There he is. Paul Van Dyke is here.
And now introducing your host from Live from the Dutch Hall and third place winner.
Third place.
And two-time President's Club Award winner. It's BJ Dyke.
What an intro, Paul. Paul's really starting to come into his own in that intro. I like it. The confidence is starting to build within you, Paul, and I like it. I like you're showing up. You're taking a hold of it. You're bragging about your brother's accomplishments. I like it.
A little bit of ad-lib in there.
Yeah.
Third
He went
place.
all over. Third place.
Big bucks, eh?
$0.00. $0.00. What'd you get for third, you know? But if the second place person was to become sick and the first place person was to die and leave his winnings to the next living person or whatever, then I would then get that
That's you.
spot, which is me. So 250.
That's really quite the accomplishment.
Doug Koning got second place.
Did he? Congrats,
Yes.
Doug.
That guy beat me
Doug.
twice now in 2 Yucks finals. He's beat me twice.
Wow.
Once he got first, this one he got second. But he beat me again. I wanted to at least beat Doug. I wasn't able to accomplish it last night. But Doug, you know, he's the first one. He could die easily. Any day, Doug could die, right?
Yeah, but the
We
winner
love
already
you, Doug.
spent his winnings on a wonderful tattoo.
Oh yes, and the winner of the competition was I'm gonna call Doug Dastardly Doug Koning.
Dastardly?
Yes, and I'm gonna say I don't know. I need a J word. What's a J word for like a rapscallion? Because that's what he is. Jason Allen is the one that got first place. Beat by both two of those guys, former guests on the show.
Jason.
Jason Allen
Congrats,
gets first
Jay.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought he'd spend it on getting his tooth pulled, but no, he spent it on a tattoo of Alf holding a gun to his head.
What?
Yeah,
Worth it.
yeah. You think it was worth it?
Absolutely.
There is a
Any
saying
Alf
that
tattoo
makes
is
it
worth it.
funny too, and I can't remember what it is, but it's something about like that he would Alf shooting himself in the head. I can't. It's gonna come to me when I'm like sleeping in the middle of the night. All of a sudden, I'll wake up and just yell at Jane. It won't make sense.
I
She's
got
like,
it.
"Why? I only get like 3 hours of sleep a night.
I can
Why?
sleep now.
Why are you yelling Gordon Shumway at me?"
Gordon Shumway.
My buddy Adrian did a great impression of Willie from Alf,
Who's that? Like the father figure?
the father.
The glasses?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Wilf. He would do it. I couldn't even do it. But he would do just that little like ooh Alf. He would do that thing, and it would just crack me up every time. You know, this week we had YouTube on. I was working in my house, so I had YouTube playing it through my house, and YouTube just chooses songs, you know. But for this week, it kept playing the same shit over and over again to me, like the same stuff over and over again. And one of the things it played was this Eddie Vedder. It was an Eddie Vedder song. All Along the Watchtower, but at the beginning of Eddie Vedder covering it, he goes on a long talking thing. Have you ever been to see Eddie Vedder live? Have you seen Eddie Vedder live ever?
No.
No? Anyways, Eddie Vedder is, you know, I like Pearl Jam and everything, but shut the fuck up, Eddie Vedder. Right? Like, seriously, like, I don't want to listen to you talk.
Like a lecture?
Oh, it's just incredibly boring. But this one, I kind of got into the rhythm of the way he was talking. I heard it so many times this week. And it's just the way he does it. The stuff he says too is ridiculous to me. He's trying to introduce somebody to come and he wants to get somebody to come up and play drums, right? Eddie Vedder does, but he goes. He starts talking about how lucky he is. So he goes like, here I'd like to. I gotta get there. He's like, how does Eddie Vedder start? I gotta get in. Okay. He goes like, I've been so lucky, so fortunate in my life to sit there and, you know, I've been lucky to see such great music and great artists like the Beatles. I saw The Who at Shea Stadium. And, of course, tonight we have lucky enough to have one of the guys from another one of these great bands, the greatest of all time. I'm starting Scottish all of a sudden.
Yeah, Scottish.
And then he goes, it's the wonderful blah, blah, blah from Fugazi. Fugazi.
Right.
So when you're doing like Mount Rushmore of rock and roll,
Yeah.
you'd go Beatles, Stones, Who, Fugazi, right? It's going to go Fugazi.
Maybe
Number
you should
3.
put the Who after the Fugazi guy.
Name a Fugazi song. Anyone got it?
I don't even really know Fugazi.
Yeah, that's
Who's the
right.
drummer? I'm trying to think of who the drummer was.
Yeah, I heard it like
Is
all
he
week
fucking
long, and I
good?
still don't remember his name. No.
Eddie Vedder.
Well, he's just average. Like he's just average. But the Beatles drummer was Ringo,
True.
and the Beatles were a good band. But Jack White's drummer in the White Stripes was amateur.
Meg
Yeah, Meg wasn't the greatest technical drummer of all times.
got the job done.
Yeah, that, for what he needed her for, which was like make it really hard for me to sound awesome. And that's my little game I play for myself because I'm a genius.
And he won.
Yeah, and he did it.
And he won.
And
Yeah.
shake your boobies around while you're doing it.
Yeah, she was entertaining.
Yeah.
That's +1 Jack White in my books.
Yeah, Jack White won on that. He definitely did.
For sure.
You can't argue with that. He like it's amazing that makes it more amazing. Like if you watch, like if you look at the Black Keys, for example, right, another two-piece band,
Yeah.
but like the drummer's awesome.
For recording the White Stripes album, I bet you Jack White played the drums for
Actually,
instead of Meg.
Yeah, for the
Can't
albums.
quote that, but that sounds familiar. That
Like,
I
for
don't
sure.
know if she was the
Just
only
there for
drummer.
you.
She was there for the concerts
There might have been
and
some
played
other
live,
people.
But I bet you when I went down to the studio, he played all the drums.
I agree with that 100%. Just like
But I think
Paul
he was
McCartney
pretty
played
known
it
for
the
he
White
was
Album.
pretty known for doing live off the floor stuff though. So I don't know. That could be.
He's got a lot of good friends though. He lives in Nashville.
True.
He's got a studio. You know, he's swimming in talent.
Yeah, what's that freaking play? Third man.
Third Man, yeah.
Third Man in records.
Yeah, Charles and I went to the Third Man in Detroit when we got back from that music festival, and it's a cool record shop. It really is a cool record
We
shop.
went to Nashville, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we went to Nashville, so I've been to the Nashville one and the Detroit
That
one.
was fun.
Oh, good catch.
I remember I had a real bad case of the having to find a bathroom when we went to there.
Oh yes,
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that too. We rode our bicycles. We're in Nashville. It's Michael, or you, Paul,
Yeah.
me, and and that's it. It's us three.
Extremely hungover.
And we're like, we're pretty hungover from the night
Nashville's a bad
before.
city to be hungover in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
For
hot.
sure. Oh yeah,
Fucking
it is.
right.
We got like
Oh,
the
yeah,
city bikes, and we were riding our bikes through the city. We're going to ride our bikes to Third Man Records.
Yeah, cool.
All of a sudden, Michael has to go poop.
Oh,
It's the heat has got
And the
to
heat,
him,
The
right?
heat got me.
Yeah. So he goes, we're down at where Third Man Records is, and it's in a rough part of town. It's not in the best part of town to
It's
ride
in
your
a
bicycle.
horrible part of town.
Yeah, it's
that
in a-
humidity, that much fried chicken, and that much Pabst Blue Ribbon is not a good combination for anyone.
Oh
it was
no.
the worst.
So Michael's in a dangerous way. He needs to go poo, right? So we're looking in the ghetto. Like I would say Nashville's ghetto,
Yeah, we're on the outskirts.
right? Not the good part
Well,
of
he
town.
had to wait in line for a shitter.
For two guys,
Yeah.
too, on a railroad track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It was like a
fuck?
porta john, and what they were doing some sort of drug transaction
Oh, yes.
in there.
Oh, for
Right.
sure.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, which how did he pay for it?
I don't know.
Hide the wiener.
One guy went in, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta wait for this guy, and then another guy comes out of nowhere right in, and then they're in there for like 5 minutes, and then they all come out together. And I was like, what in the fuck? I don't care. I gotta get this out of me.
Yeah. You guys done? Because I'm gonna just fucking ruin whatever you had going on.
Let's just say I did the hover. There was no touching that seat.
Oh man, that is disgusting, man. I am so
Or the
paranoid
hover
about
behind
that.
it.
Yeah,
The hover
exactly.
lean back.
Yeah.
Just poop behind it. You never pooped behind an outhouse?
Oh yeah.
No.
Never have I ever. Right?
Yeah, no. I honestly haven't. Have you ever pooped
I think I have.
Right
on the
beside
back of it? You want to know why that mostly happens? It's usually Asian people, and this is the truth, because they have sliders in Asia, right? So if you get like Vietnamese people or Chinese people that are used to shitting in sliders, or like Japanese people, and then they come up here and they get with a porta john, they're like, I'm not going to sit on that disgusting thing. I'm going to stand on it with my sandals, and I'm just going to like let it fly from the top, and then they shit on the back of it because
Sure.
you're aiming to a hole. It's hard to shit in a hole.
I went to Taiwan for like 2.5 months in like 2007 to teach English as a second language and music. And I was using the is that what they're called? Sliders? The toilets
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are on the ground?
Yeah. You
And
do
then-
the squat?
Then they'd have like one North American toilet, which was like the handicap toilet, right?
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, I would do the squat, but they had the bar against the back wall. So you're supposed to like squat with the door facing your back, right? But I felt that was weird because if anyone comes in, I don't want to get like knocked face first into my shit. I'd rather get it on my back.
Right,
Given
right.
the choice, so I'm doing it like facing the door with one hand leaning behind me. And I did it apparently backwards for like a month.
And everyone just laughed at you? Then when you found out, you're
When
like
it came up in conversation that I've been going to bathroom
backwards.
backwards.
Yeah.
I still maintain my trajectory through the rest of the trip because I'm like, that's still weird to me to do it backwards and just with
Yeah.
my back to the door, right?
Yeah, I just think I would go shit behind a dumpster.
I never
at
thought
point.
that information would come up again. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
you know,
there it
there's
is.
a nice
Hey,
segue.
there it is.
Well, and another good segue.
Sliders.
Another good segue is that Charters is the only other guy that we ever knew that shit in one of those things,
Right.
other than you. And we sent him on he's on location now
California?
to California. Yeah, and we should. Let me see if I can try to call him. We'll see if we can get him on air
Get an update.
because we have a segment coming up. We'll see if we can get him here.
We gotta put him to work down there.
All right, how do I do this? Charters contacts. Let's go. Charters.
His head takes up the whole screen.
All right, let's do it. Let's see if we can catch them because we need a theme song. We have a segment of the show we're going to be doing at the end called "Thoughts from the Tractor" with Michael, and it's only going to work if we get Charters to rate the theme song for it
That's
because
right.
he's the man that rates music for the show.
It's his work. It's his job.
We'll see if we can get him. You son of a bitch! If you do not pick up this phone,
What's the time
you
difference?
seriously are dead to me.
Your call has been forwarded to a
Oh.
voice.
cock.
Keep trying him every 10 minutes until we get Charters on the phone. We'll stop whatever we're doing in order to punish him for this.
Suck it, Dave.
He's ruined it. He's ruined everything. And once again, you know what he's probably doing? Something
Laughing.
terrible to the Mexicans is my only guess.
Does he not care for them? Does he have a well-documented distaste?
Yes,
Yeah.
he does have a well-documented distaste for Mexicans. This is unquestionable.
It's known.
Yeah.
It's been known.
Yes. He used to work at Sitco Farms, and he used to just punch a Mexican once a day. He had a quota of how many Mexicans to punch at Sitco Farms. This is all speculation.
They had to put a ban on, I heard. Ban them from all Mexican farms. If they had Mexican offshore, not allowed.
You're not allowed. Only Jamaican farms could
No
Charters go
problem.
to.
Yeah, he could go there.
Because he would not pop the black guys because he's a chicken.
I was hit 6 on the way out here. Good thing they got the mesh orange vest. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Safety first.
Oh, with the
Gotta be,
bikes?
Yeah, we don't fuck
Oh,
around.
not even the safety vests. Like the really Jamaican, like it's like a fishing net.
Yeah.
They're wide mesh.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Wide gauge. I don't know. I don't know how you gauge the mesh of your shirts, but like,
Oh,
They probably
nice.
sell them at Giant Tiger now.
You know, a nice.
The minnow-
Yeah, it's like chainmail, but it's not.
yeah, the minnows would get through. We would scuba perch.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of mesh shirt. Yeah.
Like, is it even a shirt?
No, I don't think it is a
It's
shirt.
got sleeves.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that what makes it?
is.
Would you get like a mesh tan with that? Like a whole?
Little holes.
Probably would.
Little holes?
Probably would. Yeah.
That'd be awesome,
We
man.
would.
Yeah, we would. Charters too. He's white as a ghost. Anyways, so that's it. He's there dealing with his issues with the Mexicans. But you know, the reason we bring that up is because Starbucks this week and Roseanne both got in trouble for racist stuff. Roseanne just got she said she was on Ambien, and then she had some drinks for like Memorial Day or whatever, so that you're not supposed to mix it too. And then she
And
started.
just got crazy racist.
Yeah, I got crazy racist. But then in her defense, she says, I didn't know that woman was black. I thought she was Jewish. Yeah. And she doesn't, if you look
Not
at her,
much of a defense.
if you look at her picture though, the girl's picture, she doesn't look black. She's
Right.
not classically black. The whoever she was making fun of. So I think that
It's
she
less
did.
of a joke and more of a belief, though. It seems like than an actual like dig at the person. You know what I mean? It seems like it's some actual deep-seated.
But wasn't the controversy the fact that she said Planet of the Apes in regard to?
I think I don't have Twitter, but I don't like. Well, I post my Instagram stuff to Twitter and stuff like that, but I don't have engage in Twitter actively.
Yeah.
But there was. You called him again? Good.
It's all right.
Good. There's like a history of her with just these comments that are just towards the less positive end of the spectrum regarding a myriad of topics.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, she's nutty.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
I think she should have been fired. I think the show could totally go on with Dan.
Yeah.
Just rename it Dan. I'd watch the hell out of that.
Yeah. Is it you got him? Oh, we actually have Charters on air.
Oh,
Thank you. This is the point. We should have an assistant on our show. All right, here we go. Charters, are you there? Dave, are you there? David.
Hey man, how you doing?
Good, good. We're trying to keep. Well, you're on the air right now. We're live on YouTube.
On the air, really. I can barely hear you all crackly, but I'm trying.
Where are you?
Right now, I'm on the coast, on the Pacific coast of this little Peruvian restaurant on the beach.
Oh, that sounds cool. Is this what you're doing? Are you with? Are
Yeah,
you?
the sun's about to go down here. We're gonna watch the sunset over the ocean. Bring some Peruvian cocktails.
Peruvian cocktails. What is that? Like chocolate? Or
No, pisco. A pisco sour.
you are so rich and like just rubbing it in everyone's face. Is that what you're doing right now? Are you are you coming out of the closet? Is that the thing with you going to San Francisco, Dave? Are you finally trying to find your people and just be happy? Because we're all just here to support you, and we want you to know that we support your decision to come out there. Good for you. We've all been waiting for it.
Yeah, I've come out to the ocean here today. Enjoying myself.
You've come out to the ocean, have you? Yes, and Charters, we have one thing we need you to do quickly before we hang up on you, because you're incredibly boring. And that's we have a segment called "Hey, can you hear me?"
Yeah, Yeah, right there, yeah.
We have a segment called Thoughts from the Tractor with Michael. Did you hear that?
Something tractor.
Oh, your fucking phone, man. You're so rich. Get a phone. Tell the company that you work for that you need a better phone.
I'm going to try and call you back. Maybe I'll hear you better.
All right, bye. Fucker. He's a colossal disappointment, eh? If you can set up a segment with anyone, I'm at a Peruvian restaurant drinking Peruvian
Overlooking the shores of Lake Minnetonka.
Look at me, I believe that I am fancy as... He's just so boring, man. He's just the worst. Worst. Anyways.
Anywho.
Oh, Charles is back.
Oh, that's great.
Right back.
Hey, we're just talking about you.
Oh, that's 100% better.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it is way better, yeah. I blame Jane. So write a song quickly called Thoughts from the Tractor with Michael. You need to write it quick. Teach the chords to everyone.
Batch in the tractor?
No, Thoughts from the Tractor.
Oh, thoughts from the tractor. Yeah, okay. Good.
Thoughts from the Tractor, not batch from the tractor. You think he was batching in the tractor, like masturbating?
Yeah, I thought he was like whipping off batches in the tractor. Thoughts from the tractor, I get it.
Throwing ropes.
Okay, go.
You need a jingle?
Yeah, right now.
You suck, Charters.
Come on, this is your whole job.
I'm really on the spot, man.
Well, you want me to get Wes to write it?
Yeah, give this one to Wes.
No, you'll have no. Then you're not welcome back. You know that, right? Because then you would lose your job. If Wes could do that, then we'd have no reason for you here.
That laugh.
You know what? I'm going to put a pin in that one, and I'll show up next time.
Are you? How drunk are you, Dave? Right now?
Fairly.
Are you Peruvian drunk? Are you like a giant in a Peruvian restaurant? Are they all really small there?
Peruvian.
No, they're regular size, but they have a lot of gang tattoos.
Peruvians do?
Yeah, well, everyone's working here. I don't think they're real Peruvians. I think they're Mexican.
It's come out. It's come out. See,
How are
we
the
knew
breasts?
it would only be so long before Dave started on the Mexicans. All right, Dave. We don't want to get into any of this here. It's going to start to get. We don't want to get any Starbucks trouble. So we're going to have to let you go.
I'm looking forward to hearing Michael's thoughts from the tractor.
Okay. Thanks for nothing as always. Have
I'll
fun.
listen tomorrow. See you guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Fuck you.
Correspondent from California.
Yeah, there he is.
Sounds like he's having a wonderful time looking at the ocean.
Wasting company money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's his own. I think that's what he does on his own spare time. He actually spends a lot of money to go just look at the set on the Pacific and sipping my Peruvian cocktails.
Eating fancy olives.
Yeah, I bet he is eating a
Sunset.
fancy olive. Maybe
Warm.
a tapenade.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Fucking tapenade on some Melba toast even.
Probably.
You know fancy people eat Melba toast? You ever had Melba toast?
Not too.
It's
I think
crunchy.
I have had it once, maybe.
It's stale bread.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, super
Yeah.
crunchy.
Yeah, what are they?
It's like a flattened crouton.
Yeah.
Unseasoned.
It's not that
It's
great.
delightful.
Yeah,
It's delightful.
It's terrible.
Unflavored for me, you know?
It's like eating a like a Eucharist host.
Like a bigger
A
version.
loaf
Yeah,
of
it's
it. A whole
version
loaf.
of
A Eucharist loaf.
Yeah.
Gross.
You know, when I go to church and there's a guy that isn't Catholic, so he can't have the communion because they'll go to hell if they do. So they can't eat the communion, but we can.
Okay.
So when we go up there, I like to always tell the guys that can't eat it that it's like salt and vinegar.
Oh, nice. What if they love
That's
salt
got a
and
bit of
vinegar?
our barbecue on it.
Oh, what was this ranch this week? It's
My
nice.
That's my preferred flavor.
Yeah, I
It's
love.
actually ketchup for Jesus' blood.
That'd be awesome, eh?
Just on Christmas, ketchup.
Yeah, different seasons.
Born. Sorry, that's Easter.
Did Dave just send a picture of him and my friend Mark?
Oh, nice.
This is what he went out. Okay, so Dave goes out. This is the truth. This is not even me making fun of Dave. A lot of the other stuff about the Mexicans and stuff like that, wouldn't hold up in court. This one here is the truth. He's gone to visit our friend, who he has a huge bromance with. It's like unbelievable when they get together, huge bromance. What's he send? A picture of him and my friend Mark with their pants rolled up on the Pacific as the sun's going down, Are they holding hands? Are they holding hands? Can I show it to the camera? This is a romance picture. Wait, see that?
The other way. There you go.
Yeah. That's what he sends, eh? Now, if that isn't coming out in San Francisco, I don't know what is. Charters, I'm proud of you. You go get that guy's ass tonight. You do it because it's always been in you, Dave, and tonight it'll be in you for real.
Balls deep.
Yeah. Paul, may I have a beer, please?
Yes.
But we should do, let's just do a segment we call feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. It's feedback. It's motherfucking feedback.
Hey, I like that. Welcome to Feedback. We got feedback. This week's segment is brought to you, as always, by our friends at Amazon. If you'd like to go to the Live from the Dutch Hall website and click on our Amazon banner, you can do all of your shopping, and some of that money is going to come back and help the show. So thank you for everyone to support us doing that. You can also go to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, and if you got let's say like an engagement party coming up, and you want to have a good time, invite all the people that you think are cool, and you want to celebrate your upcoming nuptials, why not have Van Dyke Party Services come and attend?
Just makes sense.
It just makes perfect sense. And you know what? I thought about this because you know what? Our very own Michael Bouw is having an engagement party coming up. So I talked to our friends at Clean Flow.
Okay.
And I said, Clean Flow, we're going to need to do one on the house.
Oh, nice.
On the house.
Nice.
Because Michael's been such a great supporter of our company.
What an honor.
So Van Dyke Party Services, you're going to get, normally when you call into Van Dyke Party Services, you're calling in because your family sucks, and you're not fun, and the people you hang around with are boring.
That's what it says on their van.
Yeah, they're just shit.
That's their slogan.
Yeah, but we will send you between 5 and 29 Van Dyke First Cousins and Bright Yellow Jackets, and you're going to have the time of your life. And normally it costs you $100 of cold hard cash, plus of all of our expenses, which will be dear. But if you're not 100% satisfied, we'll give you that $100 back.
Oh, how nice of you.
Yeah, but as you know, those expenses have run through our bodies and potentially yours.
Yes. Most likely.
Van Dyke Party Services.
Don't live your life in regret.
It brought to you by Clean Flow. That's how the ad normally goes. But this week, Michael, you will get $0, no $100.
Wow.
And those expenses, they're on us.
Wow.
Whoa.
This is a real treat.
Yes. This is just going to be Van Dyke Party Service showing up in Bright Yellow Jackets at your engagement party, and we're going to have the time of our lives, Michael.
I am looking forward to it. I'm hoping I get the whole 29.
I think you might.
Full service.
Yes. And how about aunts and uncles?
Give it all to me. I could take it all.
You might even get some aunts and uncles.
I would love it.
Oh, my gosh.
Veterans. The veterans.
The veterans. You're going to see how it's done. This is the full experience. You tell Sweet Sweet Kelly's family they're in for the time of their life.
Oh, yeah. They're looking forward to it, I think.
And also, just to plug, Nocturnal Emissions, this is the advertising.
Woo.
They're going to be at your party as well.
You know it.
I hired them.
You hired them.
Nice.
Are they sticklers about the cash?
So far, so good, but I haven't really talked to charters.
Oh. Oh.
The rest of the guys, no problems.
Say no more. Say no more. Charters is a fucking
Bit of
prick
a
about
diva.
money, eh? Ooh.
He's replaceable.
Damn straight he is. Preach to... That's... What do you say? Church?
The choir.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah, fucking right. So anyways, let's... we usually go... this week's kind of lean on feedback.
Lean.
To be honest, it's lean. We have two stalwart providers of feedback. These people are here each and every week for us. And
For what? What are they here for?
they give us feedback. And the first lady is a good friend of ours from Delhi. She runs the Second Mouse there. She's our good friend Teresa, the Cheese Lady.
Why don't we play her song?
Yeah, why don't we check on her?
Yeah, we're chicken on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, chicken on the cheese lady, always on the run, chicken on the cheese
lady, on the cheese lady, chicken on the cheese lady, always having fun. Chicken on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, chicken on the cheese lady, she's always on the run. Chicken on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, chicken on the cheese lady, let's hear what she's done.
Oh, nice, Michael.
What's up, Teresa?
Teresa
Great
says,
job, guys.
she says OMG, which stands for Oh My God.
Oh, thank you for clearing that
Yeah,
up.
you're welcome. She says, this show made me laugh many times. You guys rock. Glad you enjoyed the cheese. Smiley face. Hashtag cheese love. Hashtag cheese lady. Feeling the cheese love.
Feel the cheese love.
A lot of hashtags.
And then she was like, that's not enough. I'm going to give him another one. What? I'm going to give him another piece of feedback. She goes, love my Fridays. TGIF. Thank God I'm female.
Oh, she made up her own little thing.
Yeah, thank God I'm female. Because you don't have to shove a camera up a female's ass very often. Is that what she's getting at?
That's what I took from it.
That's the
Yep,
only.
that
What
just
else can you take from that?
Yeah.
See no other way of
pretty straightforward.
You ever got a rectal exam?
No,
No,
this
like
interview is over.
from a doctor though?
No.
No,
Like a legit
No.
one.
no, like not just a fan.
No.
You like play a good show. You get like a rectal exam.
Some open-minded backstage baddies.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, you want me to check that thing out? You never had it though, eh? It's terrible. It's not fun. It's not fun. You ever had one, Michael?
Negative. I went in and asked to have it. I'm like, I need
By
a physical.
request.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you
35 plus.
do
Give me the
butt
thumb up the
exams?
bum. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what she said? Nope. I just want to take your blood. You look healthy.
Sir, this is a Tim Hortons. That's what she said.
yeah, exactly. Wrong place. So no, I've never had a physical. So I don't know if I'm good to go or
You
not.
have though. What? You're super old, man. You got to get something in there. Wes, have you done it?
Yeah, I've had it.
But you haven't.
No, I should.
But you're still pretty young. Wes has had. So you've had it, eh?
Yep.
And then when they push on your prostate, did you pee a little bit?
I was out.
You were out.
Yeah, they put me out for it.
What?
Oh, wow.
By request? Did you ask?
No, I was hoping.
Just your butthole is more relaxed.
It is a better. Like I would rather be drugged.
They didn't put you
Anytime.
out?
No.
What?
For what? Are you talking just a rectal exam though?
The colonoscopy.
Oh no. For the colonoscopy, I was out. But I mean, like just for like a
That's different. Yeah. Finger in the butt.
finger in your butt.
Oh no, they didn't do that.
Just a little
Just
tickle.
making
didn't-
sure
I'm
it's
sure they
smooth.
did while I was out, but
No, but you've
didn't-
never had an awake finger in your
no,
butt.
no.
I'm the only one.
Yep.
Have you ever had an awake?
You have had it.
Have you ever had an awake not a finger in your butt?
You had a colonoscopy too, and they didn't even finger your
As
butt
far as I
before
know,
the
there's
colonoscopy.
been no fingers in my butt.
Just you, Pete.
Yeah.
Only cameras. Pete.
Only. Just
you.
you. Just you.
They put the camera up your butt without even a finger first.
Yeah.
Oh, this is unfair. You know, the only thing I appreciate about my last time I had a rectal exam was the fact that my doctor, who's a female, she whispered when she was fingering my butt, she whispered in my ear, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry."
In like a sex voice.
No, it wasn't a sex voice. It was a legit concerned voice.
Were you crying at
I'm
the
so
time?
sorry about this. No, my butt was tense.
What a way to
Okay.
reassure
She could
you.
feel that I was tensing
I'm
up.
sure.
It's like
Because at first I was like, I know you have to convince yourself, stay loose, right? Stay loose, because you're only going to make it more
Is
difficult
that
for
what they
yourself.
tell you? Do they hype you up before you go?
No,
in
no,
there?
I do
You
my-
got this, Pete. You got this, motherfucker. And they start shaking. your
No, they
shoulders like a
should though.
box.
That would be
Yeah.
helpful if they would
yeah.
do that, but they don't. This is
Right.
just due to the fact that I'm a well-read person who educated myself
Did you
before
bring
I
a
went.
book in?
No, I read
Okay.
on my phone,
Okay.
and then I was like,
Legitimate question.
and they said, don't make it hard for yourself. You need to loosen up. You just got to take it. You
Just
know.
take it.
But normally, what I would expect if you're going to get a finger in your butt.
It's pinky.
Well, you want to make it like so that you don't just go straight in. Like
Angle.
you want to like rub the entry,
Right.
rub the entry,
Circle,
right?
circle. Duck, duck, goose.
Right. You're like flattening it. You're like
Right.
putting your finger not like this, but like this
No, I get the
flat.
mechanics of it, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pros.
That's how you would do it
Right.
if you were in a romantic situation. In a medical situation, no.
No.
Hard finger straight in, just lots of KY.
Yeah.
But hard finger straight in, no regret. Don't second guess it. Just go hard at it.
It's
Like
almost
there's no.
malicious.
You,
Like
yeah,
they're-
yeah.
They don't like.
Yeah.
They want you to suffer.
It is malicious, man. It's violent. It's like you're going as deep. You're just going in hard with no. Okay, let's get you ready for this. Work the perimeter.
Yeah.
You know, no, just deep in hard, and I'm like, fuck, what the hell is that? And then I'm like, so yeah, my butthole's going through a lot of emotions at this time. It's sitting there saying, no, wait, like, you got to take it easy. You got to take it easy because you're making this hard for yourself. And then I'm thinking to myself, what does she think? I'm like, this is really easy, you know. Then I'm fingering Pete's ass, like super easy, just gobbled up my finger.
I'm really taking it.
And then
taking it like a champ.
So then I'm like, maybe I'll give her a bit of a squeeze, just so she knows I'm not a whore about it, you know.
Don't make it too easy.
And that's when the I'm sorry's came in, you know. Once I started giving her the old squeeze on her finger.
That's a terrible reassurance. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay from a girl though, but if I tell you, if my childhood doctor, you know, Dr. Gary was like whispering I'm sorry with his hot breath on my neck and his mustache tickling my ear, I don't think I'd feel the same way about it. You know, it wouldn't feel as reassuring as like when Dr. Natalie did it. When she seemed sincere, she seemed like she cared about my feelings. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, I like it. So that's do we get to Teresa?
Yeah, we did.
There's only one more thing we got to do, and that's talk to our good buddy, who's luckily not dead. He's back.
Really? He's back in action?
He is back. And then we're going to do, and we'll just ad-lib it. I'll come up with something before what time we get that part of the song. He's our good buddy, the Haitian dwarf. I got it. You do the first part.
Hi-ho, it's off to bed we go.
Your sloppy tits, they give me shits.
Hi-ho, hi-ho.
Yeah. Well, our good buddy Haitian Dwarf's been with us since the very beginning, and he's provided us feedback each and every week on iTunes.
Missed that one.
And this week is no exception. Actually, we had a long hiatus from him.
I know. I was ready though. I was ready the whole time.
This week he goes on iTunes and he says 5 stars.
Nice.
That's 5.
He entitles this week's feedback Lactose Intolerant. He goes, why do you Canadians eat so much cheese?
Ask the cheese lady.
Open for discussion. Why do we eat so much cheese?
Because it's delicious.
Yeah, it's delicious. It can last through the winter.
It's like milk, but portable. Put some cheese in
Yeah.
your pocket. You're off to go.
Yeah, that's right. Have you ever put milk in your pocket? It doesn't last worth a shit.
Not successfully.
Make it into cheese.
Here you go.
Now you got something you
Uncle
can
Bob.
carry around in your
Those
pocket.
baby bells that'll last forever.
Ooh, baby bells.
Ooh, I like a nice baby bell.
Yep.
I do like a nice
I
baby
remember in
bell.
college, I'd spend like $20 on beer and like $13 on like a real nice aged cheddar.
Yeah?
You know? Like I'd be really,
You're all set.
really watching my $33 a month.
Yeah.
$20 goes to Labatt. The other 13 goes to Jensen's. I've made my decision.
Perfect.
Oh, I love that cheese. I used to be on their cheese list there.
Nice.
They call me when the 5-year was in. They go, Mr. Van Dyke, the 5 years in.
Nice.
And I'd be, and
We were elite.
yeah, I felt like a real elite when they'd call me about my 5-year cheese.
For sure.
Oh, we've got the 5-year in,
Oh,
Mr.
yes.
Van Dyke. And it's crunchy and smells like an old sock.
That's how I like it.
I
Does
will-
it fall apart when you touch it? Excellence.
I'll be over in 5
Yeah,
minutes.
I'll be right there.
When it gets so aged, it just crumbles. You can't even slice it anymore. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Nice, like
Yeah.
8-9 year cheese.
Just open the plastic and it crumbles apart.
Waiting for Christmas to come around.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. Cheese ball?
Ah,
That's not like good for you, but that's some tasty stuff.
My Aunt Frances makes a cheese ball at Christmas time, and I crave it. In about the beginning of November,
for sure.
I start thinking about
I
it.
feel the same way. Not,
Yeah?
not with your aunt specific cheese balls, but I'm like, it's cheese ball season.
Oh, you gotta try my Aunt
that-
Frances.
that's my
cheese ball.
mom.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I have had that cheese ball so many times that I take it for granted.
She put the pine
Oh,
nuts
you
on
don't
it?
appreciate it. It's
I
like
don't appreciate it. Like I hear all the stories and I'm just like, what
it's like
what's the big
Hungarian
deal
Hall
about
food
it?
for us because
Yeah.
Jane's parents are
Spoiled by it.
always they work at the Hungarian Hall.
I'll
or
come back for a Christmas podcast. We'll do a bunch of Christmas songs and we'll get some cheese
And
balls.
get some cheese going.
cheese ball contest.
I wasn't invited, but I accept. So thank you.
Yeah, that's and our Charters will love that contest. If you could give them a cheese related contest, who can make the best cheese ball?
Connoisseur.
And then Michael, this would be a good chance for you and your mom to get closer together and learn
Bonding.
how to make the cheese ball.
Oh, you get the recipe.
Yeah. Then you steal it. Now it lives forever. And you teach it to your young ones that you will make from your loins.
I like this.
and so the legacy grows.
Yes.
The cheese ball legacy. And also, if you could, figure out how to make the klatsklopen.
Yeah, klatsklopa.
That was another thing I enjoy from your mom. And her soup.
Oh, she
What
does.
kind of soup?
It's a Dutch soup.
We just call it like Dutch Sunday soup.
Okay, sounds
And
delightful.
Yeah, it is.
But it's kind of
delightful.
like Italian wedding. You never had Italian wedding soup?
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's like got
I
like
like to think I've had every soup at this point in my life. I think I've had like I haven't had like those illegal shark fin soups like the pirates eat.
Yeah.
You know, but like I think I've had most soups.
And
But yes, Italian wedding is a good soup.
Yeah, and so this one, the Dutch one's got like meatballs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
meatballs, noodles, and then it's just like the certain spices like
The
that you
Maggi
can only-
sauce is the big thing.
Maggie's nice.
yeah, the
Like
Maggie's-
sweet and soy sauce. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that. It's good
Yeah, and then
sauce.
there's a certain packets you have to get from the Dutch store. That's like the base of it. That's the key to the whole
Oh,
thing.
is that it?
And I can't say the name because I don't remember it, and it's also the secret.
Is it like a beef cube or something?
Yeah,
like
it's
that?
no, it's like one of those
like a bouillon?
packets.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
Nice.
and that is the whole key to it.
Cool. You've said too much.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're probably in big shit.
Aisle 7.
I don't
If
think
this gets out to the community,
I'm in.
Sweet Kelly's grandma makes the same soup, but one is like a little less saltier, I would say, and different with the noodles, but same idea.
whose is less salty?
I would say her grandma's is. My mom likes to salt it up because
She likes to
we
live.
prefer it that way.
'Cause she likes to taste life.
Yeah.
She likes to live. Actually have spice on your tongue and your lips. Unlike most of the white people are the most boring eaters in the world. It's terrible.
A lot of good food out there.
Yeah, I know. I went into this Jamaican place. I'm sorry, we're in the middle of feedback. Anyways, I went to this Jamaican place in Simcoe, and this girl gave me a pickled pig's foot
Yeah, that sounds delightful.
with some sort of banana that looked like that tasted like a sweet potato or something. She says eat them together, and it's got like cartilage and like it's like jelly stuff and all this. It was the best tasting stuff I've eaten my whole life. It was so good. She only makes it on Saturdays. I went there to eat it yesterday. She says only on Saturday I come
Really?
back. And she was like telling all her Jamaican friends, making fun that she's got this guy hooked on the pig's feet, right? But it's true. It's so goddamn good. And you put that hot sauce in it. Oh, my God. It's the best.
Hot sauce makes everything.
I think I might be part Jamaican. Like, I think there's something
Oh,
in it.
there's definitely something in the Van Dyke blood.
There is something because there's no reason I should like Jamaican food this much that I like it. But I love every bit about it. Anyways, the Haitian Dwarf this week says to us, oh, no, we already did that. Why do you like cheese? Oh, we're done. Fuck yeah. So let's go to now. It's my great pleasure to introduce our guest tonight. You can see him tomorrow if you're listening to this. If you're one of our Friday listeners, our favorite fans, the super fans that listen on Fridays. If you have nothing to do tonight, go to the Sanderson Center. There is a great performance going on, and you're going to see our friend Cory Mercer at that performance and probably dominating and winning all the money, right?
Music's not a competition, but in this instance, it is a competition. It's called the Breath of Fresh Air Talent Competition. It's put on by the Crew Real Estate, and tickets are $20. It's tomorrow night, which is today if you're listening on Friday, which is June 1st, 7 p.m. At the Sanderson Center. You can get tickets at breathofreshairtalent.com or the Sanderson Center box office in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. And 10 finalists have been finalized out of a group of potential participants. And there will be 10 people vying for $5,000 tomorrow.
Wow, it's big time.
And, yeah. Go up there, 5 minutes on stage and try and do something cool with it.
Yeah. Well, we wish you the best of luck there tomorrow, and I think it's guaranteed to be a great show for people that anyone wants to go out and see it. And you can also follow Cory at Cory Mercer Music. That's on Facebook or on YouTube. Cory Mercer Music.
That's true.
And Cory, we're glad to introduce our very special guest. What are you going to play for us today, Cory?
This is a song called "Shut Up and Tell Me You Love Me."
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Cory Mercer.
I turn them down to. Thanks. Well, I'm just trying to ease your situation, but all you want to do is end this conversation. I will comply with a little hesitation if it means that much to you. But all I wanted was your smile. Sometimes it takes a little while, but I find it's usually worth the wait when you hold me and you say, just shut up, tell me you love me, don't tell me nothing I don't need to know. Just shut up,
tell me you love me. You better kiss me before you go. I didn't call you up to start some kind of fight. Just like to hear your voice before I shut the light. But in the end they say everything will be alright. But ain't alright, it ain't the end. Lord, I try by and by to stop the things that makes my baby cry. But some days the old world wins, but we get up, we try again. So just shut up, tell me you love me. Don't tell me nothing, I don't wanna know. Just shut up, tell me you love me. You better miss me after I go. But all I want was your smile. Sometimes it takes a little while, but I find it's usually worth the wait when you hold me and you say, just shut up, tell me you love me. Don't tell me nothing, I don't need to know. Just shut up, tell me you love me. You better kiss me before you go. Thanks, guys.
All right.
That was written by a guy from Brantford. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
That was written by yourself, of course,
Yeah,
right?
man, I wrote that, yeah.
And
I wrote about talking too much.
Corey, how you're obviously pride yourself in being a songwriter, and you.
I like writing songs a lot, yeah.
And so, in order to develop a skill like writing songs, is it like a discipline like anything else, where you have to
You
like
just got to do it a bunch, right?
you just got to keep doing it?
Yeah, you do stuff at the start, you're not that good, and you get better, and you hopefully develop some sort of an idea of how the craft works, and you kind of just making time. You know,
And and then slowly you start sucking less and less.
That's the idea.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the idea.
It's the same. It's
Yeah.
it's amazing how it's so similar that no matter what creative venture you're in, it's the same sort of thing. You just gotta like do it,
Right.
and then not be afraid of it, and then keep doing it, even though it makes no
Surround
sense.
yourself by the people that inspire you, and just kind of keep trying to kick at the can, and hopefully each day you get a little further down the street.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's what's brought you to Hamilton, right? You moved
Yeah.
from Brantford to Hamilton
Yep.
and trying to advance the career,
Yeah.
hustling in
Bigger
Canadian music.
scene, that's it, man, for sure.
Yeah,
That's
and-
exactly right.
And so it's like it's a grind, right?
It is, but it's a good grind. You know, there's some resistance. Things can't be too easy. Things can't be too hard. There has to be a little bit of something to push against.
Yeah,
right?
if it was too easy, everybody would do it, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But I've been very fortunate. Like for the last 8 of the last 10 years, I was a blackjack dealer at the casino in Brantford. And you know, worked a hard job that I didn't like going to all the time, and started making steps towards spending time better.
I like that. That's the thing. I was the same way. When I was at the bank, my goal at the bank was not to be at the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like to get the hell out of here,
Totally.
you know. So because of that mindset, it helped me out greatly because I spent less money than I made. Like I was realizing that I had to like save for when I wanted to
Totally.
not do this anymore.
For sure.
And it made a huge difference, you know.
Absolutely. Mindset's huge in that, right? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like-
If you know you're using this for the purpose that it is, but it's not why you're not here forever. I was supposed to be there for 5 years. I ended up staying for 15.
Yeah.
Which was good and bad.
Mhm.
It was mostly bad, but then the good part was that I got lots of money.
Right. That was the trade-off, right? They
Yeah,
paid
yeah.
just enough to keep you there.
Yeah. And then if they got me any longer, then you're in the golden handcuffs where they're like, you got to like stay because
Stay
of
for your
pension,
pension.
and
Right,
all that
exactly.
stuff. And then that's like you're trapped.
I made it 8 years there. They fired me for contamination in the workplace. I was just telling people to take breaks and stuff like that. And it was after like 5 years, the shelf life kind of wears off. Then 8 years, I'm like, okay, this is a good part-time job. Now I just kind of work here.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I started making my way out, and I'm glad that they kind of pulled the cord. December 5th, like 20 days before Christmas. So there's not as many patio gigs to go out and start playing music full time, right? So started teaching, playing in a few cover bands and stuff like that, and then started making my way towards playing more. Like I play in a couple different bands. One's called Party Gras. We're playing at the Lazy Flamingo in Hamilton on June 8th in Hess Village.
Oh, yeah,
so I've got a couple different bands that I have on the go and stuff like that, but then mostly solo acoustic stuff is the best way to do it because I don't have to rely on anyone but myself.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it?
I love playing music with my friends, and tonight's been super fun to jam with you guys. Like, music with other people is amazing. But to get, like, a call on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock saying, hey, can you fill in for me at 9:30?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have anybody to ask.
That's what's nice about stand-up, too, is that, like, you know, for my stand-up stuff, it's like I'm on my own. So
Right.
if I want to do it, then I'll just do it.
Yeah.
You know, if I have to go, like, do Eduardo and I need someone to play guitar,
Yeah.
then it's like I know I'm not going to be able to perform that when I want to because I have to rely on somebody else to come with me, right?
Totally.
So I get that completely. It is nice to just be able to pick up and go on like one person and go.
It's not a complete freelance thing. Like, my work's still my boss, right? Like, I manage my own time.
Yeah, yeah.
But my work is still my boss, and it's
Yeah.
making music and hanging out with cool people doing neat stuff like that, which is
Yeah, isn't that is like legitimately the plan?
totally.
That you just go like, I would like to do cool stuff now instead of doing.
Not working's a lot of work,
Yeah.
but it's so worth it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you can like manage to line the ducks up and
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's like, I think people a lot of times talk themselves out of stuff like that because they're like, because it's hard.
What
or,
if?
Yeah, what
all
if?
these inevitabilities.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, well, if you enjoy what you're doing, then you've already succeeded
Right.
because you're just doing what you enjoy.
I think there's different levels of that for sure.
Yeah, and then it's up to you then at that point in time if you want to become how good you want to get at it, like how much work you want to put into it, how much you want. Did you go to school for music? Or
I did, yeah. When I was like 22, my dad was a mechanical engineer, and with like $900, I bought a 65 Mustang in Delhi,
Yeah.
like 10 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And my dad and I, over the course of 2 years, restored it. And then once we got to like final body standing, we just did like a big model, right? And over 2 years, got to like the point of final body standing, and I sold it for like 14 grand or something like that, and put myself through a post-secondary program at Cambrian College in Sudbury.
No way, with like one car?
Majored in classical guitar, minored in cello and piano and like business and music and all that type of stuff. And then came home to Brantford and did like music therapy as a volunteer and stuff like that. Taught for a little bit privately, taught for a company, had a couple cover bands and stuff like that. Then I got the job at the casino, and it was a good part-time job. But then after 8 years,
Yeah.
I loved working there 24 hours a week, try and get some weekends off to go play music and stuff like that. But then you just start working there. They start taking things away. I'm doing 42 hours a week with mandatory meetings and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to work here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care about this much. This is just a card game. This used to be just a card game. Right now, it's a job that I'm fucking hating. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the thing. I would still be working at my job if they just let me do the job and not have to do the meetings about shit. You know, if you just let me go do my job where I didn't have to talk to anybody about like.
And I wasn't going and trying to be a supervisor. Like, I was okay with just being like a level 2 dealer, just like dealing as minimal games as I could. Come in, just deal some card games.
Yeah.
Not having to go home. Like, I worked my way through college and stuff like that. Like, I had money on top of the car. It wasn't just I sold this one Mustang. And, like, we put a lot of work into it too.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody made it, but the extra money helped. But I had some money that I worked after school. Like, I didn't go to college till I was like 23, so I had a few years of work and I'm putting money away and stuff like that. So that with the Mustang money was enough to pay for tuition.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's something to be proud of. That's a good plan. Your dad must be fucking proud too, because like
They help a lot. They help a lot.
Like that was like a good thing that you cooked up and it worked, you know. And you and your dad got to do that together.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool, right?
I wish I kind of got up a little earlier in some mornings, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd get up and like.
Isn't that the
change
case, eh?
For sure, man.
That's because you're getting older now.
Totally. You spend so much time wanting to get away, and then you just would trade anything for it back, right?
Yeah, yeah. That is so true. I remember just sitting there every day after school. I had to go and stand in a cold tool shed and just like hand tools to my dad while he wrenched on some tractor or something like that. And that was my only job, to stand there and shiver.
Right.
And he'd go like 9/16, and then you'd hand him a 5/8 wrench, and he'd like call you a retard or whatever.
Yeah, my dad just asked for the metric adjustable.
Yeah, and then I remember like my dad being underneath the tractor, and like the wrench would slip, and he would like scrape his knuckles. His knuckles would all be bleeding or whatever, you know.
Sure.
And then there'd be like, you just sit there and laugh, you know, because you're like, yeah, fucking, it's about time. You know, you're sitting there like with nothing, like just shivering, doing nothing the whole time, and then and your dad's calling you like an idiot and stuff, and then all of a sudden, like when he like hurts himself, it's like the best feeling. Like, you're just like,
A
yeah,
little rush of satisfaction. for
yeah,
sure.
take that, Willie.
My dad's was Wally.
Your dad's Wally.
Yeah,
Wally and Willie, they should get together and arm wrestle.
for sure.
Yeah, I picked my dad to win. I haven't even met your dad,
No.
but I'm just saying my dad will beat him in an arm wrestle because
Wow.
my dad's a
He
giant.
might. He might. He might.
Yeah,
My dad's a working with his head type of guy.
you know, is
But
he
then he picked up. He retired. He's out in Newfoundland, and he picked up wood carving.
really?
You know the Ken Dryden picture of like the goalie from the Canadians.
Yeah,
He's,
yeah.
like, standing on it's like an iconic picture.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got
yeah.
a goalie stick. So my dad's like retired, goes to flea markets and buys stuff and sells it and makes money for a hobby, right? And he decides to take up wood carving. He used to question me on my artistic pursuits because like it's not gonna do anything for you. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
You know, he was always supportive, but like have a backup plan, right?
yeah.
And so he gets out there and he starts being creative. He gets like these 6-foot pieces of fur, and he makes a bear out of like a 6-foot piece of wood into Ken Dryden in the jersey with the goalie stick there, like out of this huge hunk of wood. And he's made like a captain and like what the right? Oh, like a weird hobby to pick up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally is a weird hobby to pick up. And it's you're like, but he obviously must get it from him then. Is your mom creative?
Yeah, she was an early childhood education teacher at W. Ross McDonald in Brantford.
The blind school?
Yeah, so she taught in the a child's place, the daycare there.
Oh yeah, yeah. But was she the creative? Did she?
Oh, yeah.
Did she
she
play
taught-
music as well? Or?
No, no one was musical. No one in my family was musical at all.
You just got it on your own.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Some buddies you get into grade 7, grade 8, start listening to Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses, and
That's what got you.
some guys play guitar more than others, right? And
Yeah.
some Nirvana, some Soundgarden, some. I loved Aerosmith as a kid, still do. Guilty pleasure.
You know, I figured out that one song that we wrote. Your town sucks. That song. It sounds a little Aerosmithy to me. I was thinking it's
Perfect.
I think it sounded a little bit like Love in an Elevator. Is how I think, but I don't know. We'll have to play it after the show just to see if we can make it work again because it seems a little Aerosmithy to me. But anyways,
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
Not my
Nothing wrong
opinion.
with it.
Worked for them.
yeah. But Love in an Elevator is not the best Aerosmith.
No, they shit the hits though. Start with the chorus. They got it. They got it down.
Have you ever been to Disney World for the Aerosmith roller coaster?
No.
It's fucking the cheesiest thing, and it's
sure
so.
it is.
But the ride's awesome. The ride is so cool. But you sit through the Aerosmith cheesy thing where they're like, "Hey man, we just finished our big show. Now we got to go get out to party because we're rock stars, right?" And then you got to get in the limo, but it's the roller coaster, and then they just fucking peel off.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
That's so bad.
yeah. It's just like it's like when
I
you
wish
get.
you didn't tell me about that. I have to go home and Google that.
Oh yeah, you got to see the film at the beginning that you have to watch when you're waiting to get on the roller coaster. It's the fucking cheesiest. But the thing is that that's a corporate idea,
Right.
right? Like you took cool people, like Aerosmith's probably cool people
They had a
normally.
video
They're-
game, like an arcade machine back in the 80s where you had to kill aliens with rock. And it was just they've always had a long history of making poor marketing decisions.
Yeah, but I think they let the corporate people, the uncreatives, actually talk and give their ideas, and they're idiots, eh? If you've ever been in a real company and you see the people not at the top, but the people
They probably
just below
signed
the
most of
top,
Yeah.
the middle and the upper middle, those are the stupidest people in every company.
They've probably signed a lot of their marketing rights away, though, like in a heroin blur in the 80s. And
Oh yeah, yeah, and
70s
let
80s.
like some fucking dumb record company just make a bunch of decisions
Yeah,
about
just
them,
here,
and it's
we
all
need
literal.
we need more money.
Yeah, it's
Take-
all literal. There's no creativity in it at all. It's just if the song says "love in an elevator," they're showing love in an elevator, right? That's the only thing they can think of.
How else do you interpret that? That's a pretty literal.
Yeah, well, that's
Oh, good morning. I used to have that on VHS. Big Ones. Remember that? There was their second greatest hits one, and I had it on VHS. It was called Big Ones You Can Look At. And I swear to God. And then I had the extended cuts of the music videos, and there'd be Steven Tyler at the beginning of the Love in the Elevator music video, and then gets off the elevator, and this lady's there. Oh, good morning, Mr. Tyler. Going. down, and like there's this beautiful pause.
Yeah.
Like it's just the best.
Yeah.
So bad, but it's just the worst.
Yeah, it's like the James Bond, like kind of like kitschiness of it. Like,
Yeah.
It was going like I was just hitting you in the face with it. I like that stuff.
But you have to look back on it to appreciate it. Like at the
Yeah.
time, they're like, yeah, that's the best decision we can do right now.
Yeah, no irony at all when
no.
they did it. They were
No.
doing it to be fucking cool.
Totally.
And they were getting chicks and stuff like that. And they were too. They were like just fucking.
Oh, drowning in pussy.
Oh my god! Can you imagine like I always think about Van Halen.
Wow.
I always think about Van Halen and how much pussy Van Halen got because the guys in Van Halen are all horrible. Like as an individual guy, none of them should get laid. Like none of the guys in Van Halen should get laid. Even David Lee Roth, as cool as Diamond Dave is.
You love him, man.
Diamond Dave is cool. Diamond Dave is cool as a person. Bullsy bop, buddy bop. Fucking Diamond David Lee Roth would be a riot to hang around with. I think I would have a good time hanging around with David Lee Roth. Couple high kicks. The guy's fucking out of his mind. But I think I could have a good time with David Lee Roth. I don't think I could have a good time with the other three guys at all. And Anthony, and they were all getting like fucking like ridiculous pussy and no personality except for David Lee Roth with any of them. And they just pussy over pussy over pussy, you know? Yeah. It's crazy to think about that. And
their music spoke to the pussy.
Yeah, but it was so cheese too. Like it's like it.
Oh, so works.
I liked Van Halen when I was 10 years old because I was 10 years old. Yeah. And then when I grew up to be 11 years old, I didn't like Van Halen anymore because I was too old to like Van Halen. That's how it worked with Van Halen. I saw him in concert one time with Van Hagar.
Van Hagar, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Van Hagar and Sam Hagar climbed up the top of the, like they have like the tower, the scaffolding or whatever. Yeah. Singing some shitty song from their album.
Did he jump?
No,
too bad.
Yeah, no, it would have been
Too
awesome.
bad.
That would have been great, eh?
That's how he died. You saw Sammy Hagar
Yeah,
die.
at Molson Park in Barrie.
Oh.
Sammy Hagar just like ends it all.
A day of infamy.
And then the guy from Extreme comes out.
Oh yeah.
Fucking takes over.
David Sharon or whatever it is.
Gary
Sharon.
Gary Sharon. He was in Van Halen for a bit, eh?
Gary Sharon.
Do you think they played more than words at the Van Halen shows when he was their singer?
Possible.
You gotta like throw it out, eh?
Yeah. It's like an interlude.
Tell me that wasn't on a slow dance mixtape of yours when you're in high school, Steve. Come on.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. You're gonna make a mixtape for a girl. You're gonna put that on more than words.
That's right.
It's the most romantic thing you can think of. What else did you put on that mixtape?
November Rain.
Peaches.
Peaches?
Peaches.
Why? Did it make her laugh a little bit? Give her a smile? Oh, I know the song.
Okay. I didn't lose the reference. That's a
Yeah, the President of the United States of America.
You can play hard. You can't all be like endless love.
Yeah. You need to give him some. You need to give him something whimsical, right?
Maybe some Adam Sandler.
What?
Maybe some Adam Sandler.
A lover.
Like wedding singer. Gonna make you smile whenever you're sad. Carry you around when your arthritis is bad.
See what you're doing. What you're doing is what I know exactly what you're doing right now. What you're doing is you're showing the fact that you don't think of yourself as an attractive person.
I don't. What you think that?
Yes, because of what you just said.
Okay.
And it's because if you said to if you're making a mixtape for a girl,
we're talking about school, right? Like not right now. Like
no,
not,
at the time when you're young, you had this opinion of yourself. Okay. Now you might think you're like a Lothario. I don't know. Lothario. But back,
that's nice. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, but back in the day, you didn't have the confidence. So that when you're making this mixtape, because you had to use humor in order to get this girl. You had to make her playful, make it playful in order to get this girl. You couldn't just put your heart on your sleeve, go full just endless love.
We met tonight, but you've known me all my life.
Yeah, you want to go?
I like that.
You want to go real? Like this is the kind of guy I was when I was a teenager. I would go Eric Clapton. Wonderful Tonight.
Oh.
I'm laying it on fucking thick, boys. Gross. I'm full of romance. That is the worst song, eh?
Fuck, I hate
it is the cheesiest.
So good.
Oh, that is like over the top. But I would probably put that on.
I practiced that guitar riff so much. I hate the song, but I really love that intro. It's so good.
You know, my wife. What happened?
That's okay.
Solar eclipse.
And my wife was on. She was on.
Survivor.
No, she wasn't on Survivor.
Oh, that's where you're going.
Oh gosh darn it! I lost my train of thought with that accident over there. What was I talking? What were we talking about? Refresh me, because I'll get back on
Eric
it.
Clapton, the
Wonderful
mixtape.
Eric Clapton, Wonderful Tonight. She went out with this guy in high school, my wife, and he was cheating on her with this other girl.
Terrible.
And then Jane said, "Okay, well then I'm going to break up with you." And then he decided he's going to try to win her back by giving her a mixtape, which I listened to like almost all the way through high school because it was always in my car because I started dating her after. And it was not a bad mixtape. Yeah, it was a pretty good mixtape, right? It was a pretty good mixtape, but it had like super, like you could see the guy's whole thought process and how he's trying to get with
So
my.
Never Tear Us Apart.
Did you have Never? That's a good one, man. Never Tear Us Apart by InXS. I forgot about that one. That's a good one. I would put that on.
For sure.
You had like it was Pussy, man. It was like it had Depeche Mode on it.
Nice.
I had Forever Young. Do you remember that song?
What? Rod Stewart?
Not Rod Stewart.
Alphaville.
Huh?
Yeah.
Alphaville.
Alphaville. Yeah. This is going back.
Wow.
Forever young. I want to be forever young. You know that one?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's awful. That's horrible music. Do you know, like, when we were, like, a lot of that music is dead now. Like, it's gone. Like, when you lived through the 80s, to know how bad most of the music was, it was fucking horrible. Yeah. Like, the only music you hear now from the 80s is the stuff that survived.
Right.
Like, the shitty stuff that was most of the other stuff
That
on the
was
radio.
bad enough to stick around because of just its novelty factor, like the MC Hammer stuff, right?
Yeah, that made it because it was kitschy or because it had like nostalgia factor. But the rest, but those were like the best.
Nobody's listening to like Air Supply, the deep cuts.
No,
right?
no one is listening to that. No one's listening to Thompson Twins.
No.
No one's listening to any of that shit because they
Where
all
are you now,
suck.
Wilson Phillips? Where are you now?
Yeah. Oh, Wilson Phillips.
What do you got now?
I don't like Carney since she lost the weight. I liked her when she was fat.
Liked your curves.
Yeah, that's the way I am.
She lost some personality.
I thought she did.
Yeah.
I thought she did.
I think so.
There's something about a big fat girl that can just sing. It's like stay big and fat, you know. That's what you do. It somehow it impedes you when you lose the weight, you know. Like if you see Aretha Franklin, she's not big and fat, but she's like a larger lady.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want her to lose weight. It seems to take away from her voice, right?
You think so?
Right.
Like Adele. You want Adele to become all like skinny?
No. Keep the hams coming.
Yeah, Adele's a big lady, but she's curvy and stuff like that. And I think Adele's sexy.
Feels the pipes.
Yeah. What do you think of Adele? Would you sleep with Adele?
I think so.
I would too.
She's rich. Get that Oprah money.
Yeah, but also she's like dirty. She lived above like a video store or something
Who
like that.
hasn't?
Yeah, no, but she's like a real low class girl. She'll do things to you.
She was.
Yeah, I know, but she's got that in her. That's who she is. That's what she was made from.
You think she'd explore the perimeter?
Yeah, she's licking your butthole is what I'm trying to hint at. But I decided to save the time and just go with the whole thing. I think Adele does that, is what I'm saying. If you see a girl who's got to compensate, because she lived above a variety store, she was kind of overweight, and I'm sure she had worse teeth than when she's got what she's got now.
Is she British?
Yeah, she's very British, like low common British person, like she lives
almost Cockney.
Yeah, like you can't understand when she
Very
first started
Cockney.
singing, you couldn't understand a word she was saying, like because she was like so like in the like sticks, like
Right.
but just a super talent, right? I definitely bang that.
Some goat herding record producer just heard her out in the hills one day and said, "We got to get this to New York."
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Well, no, she was in the city still. You remember that Susan Boyle though?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
She was ugly as fuck, eh? And then she sang okay or whatever, like she sang all right, and then everyone made a big deal because it was like, hey, an ugly person can sing. This is a big
Right, I
deal.
thought that was like a
How are we
little
gonna do
strange.
this?
Yeah.
It's like, look at her face, but hear her voice. Like it just seemed like it was.
This
always-
is
always
unbelievable.
attached. yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
This is unbelievable. You won't believe it. And they got like 3 good-looking people, and
Right.
you know that are like the judges who are just like mouth agape. That this ugly troll can actually
I can't
make
believe that
a
angelic
sound.
voice came out of that unibrow.
Yes, I don't think this is possible. This is only supposed to be by like hot chicks that can sing like this, you know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous that sort of mindset. Like look at the like opera singers, they were always big fat ladies, right? Weren't they?
It's for the air supply too, right? Like you get bigger lungs.
Right, and they say that they used to be the
I
old
think
saying.
that's how that works.
It's not
I'm not a
over till the
doctor.
fat lady sings, right?
That's what they say.
Because she was the best
It's
singer.
the high note, right? It's that last sustaining note of the opera.
Yeah, with her big fat lungs.
That's right. You got
Right.
it.
That's what she can do.
We've cracked the opera code, Pete. We've cracked it.
Yeah, you gotta be fat for it.
That's it.
So, Michael, we have an option here.
Okay.
We can do Thoughts from the Tractor with Michael, and then have Cory play us out, or we can have Cory play another song and then do Tractor Thoughts for Michael.
Why don't we let Cory choose?
I got a line for tractor thoughts.
Perfect.
So what was the line again? Tractor thoughts
With Michael.
with Michael.
Thoughts from the Tractor with Michael?
All right. Thoughts from the tractor.
Yeah, Thoughts from the
We need
Tractor.
them now, not after.
What?
Thoughts from the tractor. We need them now, not after.
Thoughts from the
After and
Tractor.
tractor.
Yeah.
After.
Take
Trac-
that. That's my gift.
Okay,
That's
thank
my
you.
gift.
Thank you.
Charters, you hear that?
Yeah, charters.
Next time. But anyways, well, let's just do. We'll have you play your song out
Sure.
because I think that would be a good thing to do. So we'll do this segment. We have this, Cory. I'm so happy you came in today,
Me too. Thank you for having me.
and it's been nice to meet you. And Michael, he was not here last week, and he's made a commitment to our show that he's never going to miss 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, so far it's worked out.
Yeah, pretty close. I think maybe one time it happened, and I was very disappointed.
Yeah, understandable.
And even with the 1 week, I tend to have to punish him.
Yeah.
And he used to be my favorite part of the Nocturnal Emissions, and now he is not.
Yeah.
Wes is my favorite part.
Nice.
Wes is
Moving up.
Yes. And Michael moved down. He used to be my favorite. But Michael redeemed himself in a huge way by out of nowhere. I'm just trying to prepare for my show last night. I get a text out of the blue from my cousin Michael who says, Pete, I've developed a segment for the show, a new segment that I've come up with
Glorious.
from all my time on the tractor, and it's called Thoughts from the Tractor with Michael. And what I'm going to do is tell you about some of the things I think about when I'm driving around my fields all day long with nothing on my mind but just like time, you know,
My own thoughts.
your own thoughts getting the best of you, Michael.
Yes, they are.
Pounding through your brain, just these thoughts of wonder that roam through my cousin Michael's brain. And today he's going to share them with us, and all of us will be able to join in on the conversation, the wonderabouts, through the beautiful head of my cousin Michael Bouw.
Whoa.
So, Michael, would you like to give us an example of one of these wonderful thoughts?
Sure, sure. So, tractor thoughts. If you can smoke a cigarette while doing what is expected of you at work, you're probably pretty good at your job.
Oh, see, I was thinking that I would go the other way. That it would be like if you're smoking a cigarette
You
at
need a
work,
better
then you're
job.
not really working. If you can smoke a cigarette and work at the same time, you're not. It's not a real job.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But it is a real. I've watched people do the real job, and every time I see that person, I watched a guy the other day lift. It was just across the road here, pretty much half a house,
Yeah.
with a fucking humongous boom truck, and he was smoking darts the whole time, like
That's
owning
unbelievable.
the thing.
That's
You
the
know
Nova
what? When you
Scotia
see
workout.
Because
that,
he's not worried. He's just like, I do this every day. It's no big deal.
that is like impressive to the nth degree. Is like when you can see a guy doing something hard,
Yeah, like
and he's got that cigarette in his job. Number one, he's good at what he does for a living, and he's fucking good at smoking.
real good at smoking.
He's good at smoking. But you know what happens to those guys? Which also happened to my dad when I would help him work sometimes when he'd have a cigarette in his yap and he wouldn't, he'd forget about it because he was too busy with thinking about his job. And then it would burn down the orange and then burn his lips. And you'd watch him spit it out on the, on the tool shed floor. And that was another thing I got a great kick out of.
the best.
Yeah. And you just hope he doesn't see you laughing.
Burnt lips and bloody knuckles.
Burnt lips and bloody knuckles. And I'm like, you know the funniest thing I ever saw? Paul, I don't know if you remember this. I was hanging kill, which, if you were working in tobacco, Cory?
For like half an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did you do?
That's familiar.
I left.
Showed up. Took a look around.
I know many of you, Cory, you son of a
Had to-
fucking bitch.
Put in one pin. I was gone.
Well, see you later. This isn't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked.
I
Yep.
think we went to Dover.
So that's where you guys go.
Yeah, they go to Dover.
Now we're this close.
That's so funny. Cory's one of those
Fucking
guys.
bullshit.
They're going to come to blows at the end here.
Oh yeah.
Just you represent everything that drives Michael crazy.
Yeah, these are my tractor thoughts.
You're the reason I have guys from Trinidad in my bunkhouse. I'm sorry, that's funny to me. But we got what was I saying? Oh shit. Who cares?
It's So right.
What did we say? We were talking. You were talking. Well, your point was you're smoking a cigarette. Oh, my dad was. I was hanging kill one time, which is when you hang the
dry leaves.
No, it's the wet leaves and the kill.
I didn't stay that long.
And then
50-50.
and I was watching my dad, who was out in the. He was by the greenhouse, and he was like weed whacking or something like that. And he had his shirt. He always wore these shirts with like a pocket, so he could put his smokes in the top pocket, right? And then all of a sudden, I can see him. He's weed whacking, and then then all of a sudden, the bees start stinging him. He must have gone into a beehive or something, right? So the bee starts stinging him. My dad starts running across the kill yard, and he's like swatting himself and running as fast as he can. My dad doesn't run very often, so it was really funny to me to watch him run even, and then to watch him swatting himself, and then he's tearing off his clothes while he's running. So he's like now down to like it's just his underwear, you know, and he's up on the hill, you know, running from these bees that are stinging him the whole time, and you can see him just sitting on this hill, like catching his breath, and he's huffing and puffing at the end, and he goes to find his shirt, you know, where his cigarettes are, because he wants to catch his breath. So he opens up the button of his shirt to get his cigarette out, and then there's a fucking bee in there, and it stings him. Oh fuck! I laugh so hard, man. But it's like, you ever know that, Wes? You ever do something with your dad? Because you worked with your dad growing up, didn't you?
Yeah, here and there, not full time.
But once in a while, when you'd work with him and something would happen bad to him, would you get a little bit of pleasure from that?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's when I realized my dad can swear like a sailor. He was always very clean around the kids at home.
But
you put him on the job site and fucks and cunts, cocksuckers, everything. It's great.
Oh, I honestly didn't believe you could put something together or fix something without swearing like a sailor. Like I really thought that was the way to do it, and I still, out of only habit, like I don't even know I'm doing it. My wife has to explain to me, Pete, you can't just sit there and fucking put together a bookcase and say cunt 100 times. You can't do that.
It is true.
We have 2 children.
Sometimes you got to talk dirty to it, though.
It works. I don't even know I'm saying it. I'm wondering how many years in the bank I'm just sitting in my office going like just cursing like a.
Fuck these numbers.
Yeah, fuck these numbers. You know, these numbers are being cunts to me. You know. Yeah, that I probably have it more than I thought because I was trained that way. Another thing I was trained to do is run. My dad always said, "Run, don't walk, run." You know, so he'd tell me that all the time, like, "Go get me this," and he'd say, "Run."
Always.
Those old guys are all about the hustle.
Yeah, the hustle. You got to hustle. You
everywhere.
know, it's like time is money. Time is money. Yeah.
Cut the grass at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's fine at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've been up since like 4:30.
Right.
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's noon. It's like 9.
You went to bed at 7:30. You went to bed before Entertainment Tonight came on.
Yeah, I love it. Anyways, you got another thought, Michael?
Do we want one more? That
One
was
more.
a good
Several
one.
more. Several more.
What do I got? Okay, so you can't afford a car or somewhere to live, but you can afford 3 XXL coffees at Tim Hortons every day.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I've seen that in real
Put
life.
that in your own version.
It's like me.
It's like, you know, when I go to a city, I never understand the city people, and then every once in a while I get a sign from home. You know, when I'm in a city doing comedy, and I'll be like, oh, I feel comfortable now. Like I was in Hamilton yesterday, and I see a guy on a bicycle smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, oh, I get that.
He's probably good at his job.
I see that at home. Yeah, he's good at
Bingo.
riding bicycles. Yeah, you know what? If you see a guy who's smoking a cigarette riding a bicycle, he's going one of 2 places. He's either going to the beer store to get some singles, or he's going
boy.
to Tim Hortons to get an extra large triple.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. With whatever change they just bummed from me
That's,
when they got a cigarette, right?
That's what I mean. Like, I just don't get it. Like, you give them an advance or something, and like they're struggling for money, but like come in the next day with the biggest fucking coffee they can get. It's like,
You know, you can go get a coffee maker for $10, and you can buy a fucking pound of coffee for fuck all, and then you get coffee all you want.
yeah, and you don't have to wait in line for
They don't
an
think
hour.
that far ahead.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. A coffee maker, seriously, $10, $15, you can get a coffee maker. You go to a yard sale, you can get a coffee maker for 25 cents. Nobody even cares about coffee makers anymore.
You were learning.
It disappoints me, Michael,
Me too.
that the
It's
world's
bothering
gone out
me.
this one. Can we end with one, my favorite one?
Sure.
We're going to end with this one. It was Mike sent me this earlier. It was my favorite one. Jogging pants outside the home, yay or nay? Is that one of them?
As an adult male.
Oh, as an adult male.
I went because there's
A
different.
child
versions.
can wear.
Well,
jogging-
it's kind of like the style with the kids now. So I'm saying adult male jogging pants outside the home.
Well, I'll tell you something.
What's the verdict on that?
Well, let's ask Steven.
I don't own a pair of jogging pants.
None at all. Because at home, I'm okay with that. Comfort, like at the cottage, no problem.
Yep. Dave Charters wore a lot of jogging pants when he hurt his ankle.
Oh, yes,
or
he did.
got his ankle fixed.
I will
That's what I'm
get.
saying. If you're injured,
I will guarantee you that in at least one of the 2 flights that Dave took to California, he's worn jogging pants.
At least once.
At least once. I would say both flights, though. Both flights, he's strict jogging pants. And you know what? I don't mind that move. I actually wore a dress shirt and jogging pants one time on an airplane just because I was like, I had all like dress clothes. And I'm like, I'm not wearing these fucking pants. I'm wearing jogging pants to let my balls go. Like, just have a nice flight.
right?
And it changed my whole fucking take on everything, man, because it feels great.
See, this is what I'm wondering.
Yeah. But I will wear jogging pants only sparingly in public. Like if I know, like today I wore jogging pants when I was painting and I was covered in paint. I wore my jogging pants to go to like the corner store or something like
Because
that.
they're shit pants.
Yeah.
The shit
whatever.
band, whatever. I'm working. You can tell I'm working. But then it comes time to be like seen if I'm being somewhere like, if I have to go pick up my kids from school or whatever in track pants, I'm like, I don't know. I won't do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, where's the line?
Yeah,
There's a
I
limit
don't want
where
to look like I don't want
ooh.
to look like a schlub, you know, because you look like a schlub when you're wearing jogging pants. I don't care how stylish they are. Is that true, or am I out of touch? Maybe I'm out of touch.
I remember in grade 5, it was okay to wear jogging pants, but as soon as you went to like grade 6, if you wore like track pants, you were a grub.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a point always where it's like, okay, it's no good anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think that has
then,
to do
but
with?
then there's everything comes like second cycle, right? So I think you get to a certain point where you can just have your lazy Sunday pants and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Like today, I went and had like 3 cigarettes outside today wearing a towel.
Yeah, that's nice.
I didn't put pants on until like 4 or 5 p.m. It was a very good day.
Oh, I would never wear
Oh.
pants
You
if
know?
I didn't
For
have
sure.
to.
For sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a great day.
That
You know what I
does
like
sound
putting
like a
on a
great
pair of shorts, all commando, just like a pair of like these soccer shorts or something like that. No underpants,
Let it go.
all day. No one knows. You're fucking dick and balls or like out in the world
Living
having a
flopping.
great day, just like free.
Flying.
That's all I hope for my penis, so I can somehow live a free life. Anyways, what was I saying? Or we were talking about jogging pants, and I wanted to say that I think that the jogging pants thing that you mentioned, that in grade 6 you could wear them, grade 7 you couldn't. I think that has to do with boners. I think it has to do with
I never considered that.
yeah. I think it has to
And
do
more
with
book reports.
involuntary
Just a lot of
boners. Involuntary boners with early puberty. Paul, your kid's voice is changing.
Oh, yeah.
You know he's going to be spending a lot of time showering.
Oh, yeah.
Is he already doing that?
Oh, yeah. Spends a lot of time in the shower.
Yeah, you know what he's doing in there.
Fine.
Jeez
Figuring himself
Louise.
out. Yeah, pulling
Paul's
up-
kid came over the other day. He's like a foot taller than last time I saw him.
Really?
His voice is going up and down.
Pulling
all
on
this stuff.
wrenches.
You know he's going to be fucking everything in Paul's house in about 2 weeks. If he's not doing it already.
Well, I'm sure he's received the musk from his father.
Yeah. Once he starts hitting full hardcore, like fucking, the must starts rolling through this boy.
And with all that porn out there, it's not like you got
Oh,
it's not like you
my
got a
God.
copy of the score that Jamal from Max Milk would sell you at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, without ID that you're holding behind your bookshelf for weeks on end, trying to keep in good condition.
Yeah, that's right.
They got the internet. They got the world. It's their masturbatory oyster.
You know what you should tell your son, Paul? You should tell your son that not everything on the internet is real life sex. That some things don't look as much fun on the internet as they are in real life. Like eating pussy doesn't look that much fun on the porno, but in real life it's good. But you can't taste porno.
Not yet.
Right? You can't
Not
smell
yet.
porno.
The robots are coming.
Right?
They're already on the boat from Japan. Swear to God.
Smell? Will they smell too?
Fuckbots are already on the seas on this way over
With
here.
smell?
I don't know that. I haven't looked that far into
That's
it.
what they're always going to lose.
Get back to me. Get back to me at the Christmas show and let me know how it works.
Because if you're like if you're banging a robot for real, this is we'll end on. If you're banging a robot, and everything feels
consensual robot sex. Is that
yeah.
even a thing? Do they have the right to say? Are they programmed to say yes? Is that consensual?
You don't have to have consent from a robot. If you purchase it, it's an object. It's like getting consent from a fleshlight. You don't need to do it. They're not real people. Just because they look like people, you don't have to treat them like people. You can slap them. You can cut their throat.
Is that your first instinct? Those are your first two instincts? To slap and slit their throat?
No, that's not what I want to do. It's what I'm saying. Like, those are two bad things. Those are two really bad things.
Right.
And those are even allowed.
At least you went with slap first.
Yeah.
Slit their throat.
That was
Yeah.
Peeing on the dead robot.
Yeah. Sticking a broomstick in her eyeball. Stuff like that. You can do all that stuff. It's allowed with a robot. It's allowed with a robot.
You bought it. You have the receipt. You have the
Yeah, you bought it, you know.
right to violate.
And there's no way in the future that it could be like a slavery thing. Like back in the 2018s, people used to just get robots and just like,
Fuck 'em.
yeah, just like not even ask them any questions. Just start fucking them in the mouth,
This
ass,
is the
and
whole
pussy.
reason why AI takes over the human race. Is
Right,
yep.
totally.
Stop fucking us.
No, not as long as you're so sexy. And I will not.
Sexy-ass robots.
If this is the first thing that happens with technology, first thing that happens, they come up with new technology. Second thing that happens is you figure out how to fucking shoot cum into the technology. That's how it works. Everything. Pictures equals pornography. Film equals pornography. You know, like internet equals pornography. Everything starts with porn. Robots, pornography, right? Virtual reality. It's not taken off. Why? No virtual porn yet. As soon as you start doing virtual reality porn, everybody's got one of those things, right? And they'll say, no, I want to do it for duck hunt, Dad. I want to do it for duck hunt. And you see them in the room just fucking fisting the air.
And then it's just all towels everywhere.
Practicing. Just practicing.
Yeah, just practicing.
Stack of tube socks.
Socks and towels everywhere.
Yeah, coil
Dried out.
of wet towels just curled up on the bed.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, everybody, that's our show this week. We'd like to thank everyone for listening to us. I'd like to thank our great guest, Cory Mercer, for coming in. And again, go see him at Sanderson Center tomorrow night, June 1st.
Good luck.
7 p.m. Thank you.
Pardon? Yeah, we're going to play him out. And we got Cory Mercer coming in going to the Sanderson Center. And you can also see him at Cory Mercer Music on Facebook and on YouTube. And Cory, would you like to play a song out for the people at home?
I would love to.
What are you going to play us out with?
Well, I was at a friend's barbecue a little while ago, and my buddy's dad lost his wife. Not like she's dead. He got drunk and stupid bitch wandered out on the road somewhere, and he's sitting there with his mix in one hand and his drink in the other hand, yelling for Barb. He's Barb, Barb. Couldn't find Barb anywhere. I don't even know if Barb was there. Barb was there, but we hadn't seen her in hours. And my buddy Brad goes, "Well, Pops, that's what you get for bringing a free-range woman." And I thought that was really funny. Like, it stuck with me for a couple of days. And then I was driving to a friend's cottage and just kind of had this free-range woman thing stuck in my head. And it's a little song I wrote called Free-Range Women. Cool. It's a little country song. Nothing too crazy. 3 chords and the truth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's the way we like it. So for everyone listening, thank you for listening. Tell a friend. Share our feed on Facebook or tell someone else. Subscribe on YouTube. Do whatever you can to help the show out. And until next week, we will see you NT. See you next Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, Cory Mercer.
Thanks, guys. Does what she wants, does as she pleases. She don't need your lip, none of your reasons for doing or not doing nothing at all. These free-range women don't come back when you call. Can't tell them to stay, you can't pay them to leave. They trick you with magic and make you believe that anything can happen. This much is true. Well, she's full of love, but it ain't all for you. These free-range women roam from yard to yard. These free-range women leave a trail of broken hearts. Come home late, sometimes not at all. It's hot in the summer, cold in the fall. They love you and leave you somehow better off. The love that they leave you
comes at a cost. These free-range women, they roam from yard to yard. These free-range women leave a trail of broken hearts. These free-range women roam from yard to yard. These free-range women leave a trail of broken hearts.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me all the way over here. You guys are lovely.
Awesome. Well done. We did it. We did it. We did it.
Good job.